We're now in Dcad Lesson 16C for 3D, and before we continue on with our 3D model here that we started on last week, I want to show you something that's actually kind of cool. I'm going to hit L for layers, and actually before I do that, let me cancel this. I'm going to delete these planes for the hip portion of the roof plan. I'm just going to select them holding down Shift and get all three of them, and then just hit delete. Because I'm going to show you a different way, and we'll just leave this notch in here, it doesn't matter right now. But I'm going to show you a different way to extrude into 3D, actually using a spreadsheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit L for layers, and I'm going to go to layer 30, which is our roof plan, and make that visible. And I'm also going to right click on that particular layer and go down to select highlighted layers and select it. Click OK. I'm going to hit N to duplicate it, and then I'm right at my handle. I'm going to right click again. It'll snap to that handle, and now I'm going to call it my info box, and I'm going to move that all that green roof plan stuff into layer 230, which is our roof planes layer. This is what we had before. And I'm going to set a handle on it, probably at this corner. Actually, maybe any of the corners I can use. I'm going to set a handle on it. First, I'm going to go to layers and hide layer 30 so we don't mess up our 2D roof plan. Click OK. And we're still selected, so I'm going to go over to set selection handles and click on that, and I'm just going to set it here at the I think I'll use this corner. Right click there, snaps to it, hit my scroll button to initiate, and then I'm going to hit M for move, and just move it up to this juncture of the fascia or the eave line and the bar drafter. So now we have our green roof plan there, and I can just hit escape, and so you can see it. And it's flat. It's in 2D. So anything that you click on that, you can see over here in the other views that it's just really flat. So instead of just extruding planes and dealing with the interface, we can also do things in a pretty straightforward way with using a spreadsheet. And so what I'm going to do here is, right now, is I'm going to hit B for vector, or I'll just hit P for plane. Might as well just do the plane, but I want to get into blue, which is our color we're using for our roof. I'm hitting P for plane. I'm going to right click here, and then I'm going to right click here to this corner here, and then here I'm just going to gravity move, and because it's going to be flat, you'll see it here in the Z distance Z, that when I gravity move using the comma, it's a 0. So what it does tell me, though, is that in the distance X and distance Y, and I'll gravity move again, those are each 10. Okay? So now I can take that 10, which is just, both the X and the Y distance for this triangle, for our hip, and I have a spreadsheet. I'm going to call up the spreadsheets here. I'm going to go to File, and I want already have open here, so I'm going to go to my templates and scroll on down to roof modeling 3D and open that one up. So we had our and we know we're in 6 and 12 pitch, so I'm going to go ahead and type in 6 and hit tab and type in 12, and that'll give me my pitch. And then I'm going to go down, so that's my degrees of slope and all that. So right now the base length is 10. We had 10 on our x-axis and 10 on our y-axis. So I'm just going to click on that and type in 10 and hit enter. And it tells me exactly, it's a 6 to 12 pitch, so of course it's 5 feet, how high it has to come up. So now I can just click on this and hit Control C, and that copies it to the clipboard. And now I can come back to my drawing, and I already have my first 2 points set, so I can gravity move to this point right here, and it's still flat, and I'm going to hit my point relative, and it's 0 on X, 0 on the Y. Z is going to be minus, because it's coming toward me, and then I'm hit Control V, and it puts in our 5, and hit enter. Oop, I know what I did wrong. Hang on, escape. Keep doing that. You're going to do this again. Gravity move, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0, and then hit tab again. And here you can see right here where it says last, it's going to set it from the last point. We actually want the last cursor for this, so we set it. Click on that radio button and click OK, and here we are. And so all I have to do now is just click my scroll button, and I have my plane there. So the rest is really pretty straightforward. It's just I can hit P and do these other planes. It's kind of cheating because we already have this one here. And then hit P and just do this other one. But that's just a quick and easy way using a spreadsheet to draw the planes. Instead of using the surface interface, you can just actually use a spreadsheet and do it mathematically that way. So now we have our all our green stuff we want to go ahead and get rid of. So I'm going to go to Layers, hit L for Layers, and I'm going to make layer 230 current active layers. And actually, I was in the wrong layer when I did those planes. So, but that's okay. Right now, I'm going to click OK. So this plane, I want to pull up my info box. Oh, it's in 230. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, that next one. Hit Enter. Yeah, it's in 201. So I'm going to put that in. Actually, what I'll do is go ahead and get rid of the green stuff first. So I'm going to go over to my selection filter and click on that and add green. And then I'm just going to use a rectangular selection and remove it, hit close, and hit delete. See, it's all in layer 230, so that stuff can go away. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so now these are going to be easy to click on. So I'm going to select this guy and hold down Shift, and this guy and this one, and they're all in layer 201, and they should be in layer 230. So I'm just going to scroll on down to 230 and click there, and so they're all in 230. So anyway, I wanted to show you that spreadsheet method of figuring out how the height factor on 3D modeling. So now what we're going to do is we want to extrude the roof. Okay, and so I'm assuming that we're going to be using, in this particular case, 2x6 top chords of the trusses. Allows us to put a much heavier fascia board on, a little thicker. And so I don't really know what the plumb depth is on the edge of the fascia if we're using 2x6s and then 5/8 inch roof sheathing. The total thickness is 6 1/8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and I don't need this one anymore. I'm going to click that one and don't save. I'm going to go to File and go to my templates, and I'm going to go down now to, this will help me figure out my plumb depth here to roof pitch, and open that one up. And again, it's a 6 tab and then 12. And so my roof thickness, total roof thickness, 5.5 plus 5/8 is 6 1/8 inches, or 6.125. Hit tab. And so now it tells me that my actual plumb depth is 6.8480 inches. Okay? So I can just go ahead and select that, Control C, just so I'll have it in there. Actually, yeah, that'll work for now. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and select all these roof planes that are in layer 230. I'm going to get L for layers, and I'm going to right click on this blue highlighted layer for 230 and select highlighted layers, click OK, make sure everything in the info box is blue, and I'm going to hit N. And I'm going to right click on it, right on my handle again, right on top of it. And I'm going to now go to my info box and move that that selected copied layer to layer 231. Okay, everything disappears, gives you a little heart failure. Control R to regenerate, and now so here's our 230. You can see here in the info box. So now I'm going to go to Layers, L for Layers, and make 231, the 3D roof, my current layer, and I'm going to turn off the light on layer 230, and click OK. So, so I've already decided what my plumb depth is. So, and I'm going to be pulling that, extruding that up toward me. So that's a negative, going to be a negative figure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit L for layers and right click on the layer 231 or highlighted layer and select highlighted layers and click OK. And so we've selected all of our entire roof planes, and now I'm going to hit X for extrude, and I'm going to right click on any point actually, right click there and go to point relative. I want 0 in X, 0 in the Y, and this is also going to be, and I'm going to hit tab and I'm going to hit minus and then Control V to put that 6.8480 in there, but I need to also call it and click OK and hit enter. And so now you can see that it's extruded our roof. So I have actual roof thickness now. So now I'm going to shade this thing just so we can take a look. And let me make sure, let me hit Q, call stuff up and make sure the graphic accelerations is on. So we're good there. So I'm going to shade it. And I like the Gerard or however, medium quality shading, however you say that. Click OK. And now I can hit my set view by drawing center and move it around, and it's starting to look like a house. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape and go back into wireframe, just more efficient. Hit enter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and save this now. But what I want to do is I'm just going to make a copy of just this 3D model. Without the roof planes, just actually the 3D roof and the walls and all that, and so I can do a separate drawing. So I'm going to hit Control A, go up to File, Save As, click Save Selection Only, and I'm going to call it Roof Temp 1A. I want the cap locks on. There we are. And save the selection only. Okay, so hit escape. Now I can close this drawing, file, close, and then open temp A. Okay, so now when I go to layers, and I'm just going to go here and then scroll up to active layers only, you can see that there's just walls and roof. There's nothing else there, so click OK. So I'm hitting Control A, and now I'm going to rotate the drawing. And I'm hitting R for rotate, and I want to rotate on the X-axis, along that ridge there is fine. So I'm going to hit Tab, I'm going to hit 90, because it's rotating away from me. Tab, 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 Tab. Now to the X, I want to be on the X-axis, so I'm going to use my up arrow key to go to, it goes to Y-axis, and then next one it goes to X-axis, and hit enter. So there's my 3D model. One of the things so we're in perspective here. But one of the things to take a look at is that the view distance is actually 1,000 feet away, so there's very little perspective to it. So I'm going to reduce that down to make it a little more dramatic. I'm going to take this, highlight that whole thing, and call it 150 and see what that does. There you go. That's a little more realistic, I think. And so I'm going to hold Control down and use my scroll button and go out just a little bit. So now I'm going to shade this thing and click OK. And I can change my lighting a little bit too. I'm going to show you how the set view by distance center looks. So first, without any changes to the lighting, you can just kind of hold your left button down and scoot to the right a little bit, and then let off and move your camera back over and scroll back down, so you can see the house from all angles. It's really kind of cool. But it's looking kind of dark. Our walls, we use black for our walls, so that's what we get, I guess. So maybe I'll change that color. Let me go to layers, and I'm going to select the walls. Right click, go down to select highlighted layers, click OK. And open up the info box, and it's black, so I'm going to make those gray. Why not? So I'm going to raise this on up, and you can see this box get lighter as I raise this value of light up some. I'll take it up to about 130. That's looking pretty good. Kind of gray, but okay. And so so now it's a little bit lighter, but we can make it lighter yet by just changing our lighting. So I'm going to move this info box out of my way. Click here in the drawing, unselect everything. I'm going over here to my light bulb, which is light source, and I only have one light source showing right now. The diffuse tends to be the one that really lights things up. So if I move diffuse from 65 up to 100, click apply, it lightens things substantially, as you can see. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this horizontal angle and move it to the minus factor, maybe 25, 28, that's good enough, and maybe raise it just a little bit, about 8 degrees, and then apply and see how that looks. And maybe raise it. That's pretty good. Click OK. And so now things are going to be a little bit more visible when we rotate things around. The other thing is we can actually add more light to it if we want to. Click on the light bulb over here, and I can add an additional light to it, and change the location that this light is shining toward. Maybe this one I'll come over a little bit further to -40, and maybe down below a little bit to -6 or so. Apply. Whoa, that's way too bright. So let me change my diffuse to way down to about 39. Apply to that. That's a little better. And click OK. So the lighting portions are something you just need to mess around with to kind of get a feel for. So I'm going to click on my set view by drawing center again, just to kind of look around. Boy, that's a blue roof. And you can see that our model's actually looking pretty good. So that is going to hit escape. I'm going to save this now because it'll save my lighting figures and all that. And that's it for this lesson in 3D modeling, and that's it.